I want to get now to my colleague, Dana Bash. Dana, I understand that you got Vice President Harris on the phone.
That's right, Brianna. Thank you so much. Vice President Harris, I believe that you are now on the telephone fresh off of that briefing that we all saw here on CNN. Thank you so much for being here. What is the most important thing that you learned that you want to amplify for Americans who are in the path of this dangerous storm right now?
The briefing was very helpful on a number of fronts, but most importantly in getting the word out to folks in Florida in particular to please heed the advice and direction of your local officials, because this storm is unlike anything we have seen before, and that's the point of emphasis. This is unlike anything we have seen before. We got a lot of tough, strong people in Florida who have been through a lot of hurricanes, tornadoes, but this is not like anything they've dealt with before. So if they have been told to evacuate, they must evacuate. We expect that this is going to be catastrophic and deadly. And I would emphasize that. I would also emphasize the information that we received, that even if the designation of the category shifts from a 5 to 4, that's not actually a downgrade in terms of the danger and the dangerous potential of it. And so let's not have people rely to their detriment on, oh, this sounds like it's going to be less serious than we thought. They made very clear Category 5, Category 4 are almost equivalent in terms of the danger and the damage that they will create. So I would urge people to really take that information away, as well as to know there are dedicated folks on the ground from FEMA, from federal, state, and local agencies that are there to help you in terms of advice now, to help you get out, and to help with recovery and rebuilding after this storm and this hurricane passes.
And Madam Vice President, I just want to follow up on the FEMA readiness part of this discussion. We heard the Administrator Deanne Criswell say earlier today that the agency is down to $11 billion in disaster relief funding because it spent about $9 billion just over the last week. Are you confident FEMA has the resources to manage what we are, never mind what we're about to see in Florida, but of course, that's on top of Hurricane Helene 2 weeks ago?
FEMA absolutely has the resources that it needs now and to deal with this hurricane as it hits and the aftermath. And of course, we want Congress, when they come back, to do their job of making sure that they pass legislation to provide more aid, because again, this is really historic in terms of what we've seen. And so we do need to buff up the aid and assistance that we give FEMA, understanding that this is unusual and may be, sadly, the new normal.
But you don't believe that, because Congress is not in Washington right now, you don't believe that they need to come back earlier in order to give FEMA more resources?
FEMA has what they need right now.
Okay. I want to talk a little bit more about what both you and President Biden talked about in this briefing, and each of you has talked about many times over the past few days, which is this dangerous misinformation that is coming from a lot of corners, including your opponent in the race for the White House. Several local Republican leaders have been pleading with them to stop. Have you spoken to GOP officials in Florida to figure out how to help combat that right now as it's about to get a whole lot worse?
Well, I'll tell you, I have spoken with local officials who have been struck, for example, by Hurricane Helene, and they are doing an extraordinary job in trying to combat the misinformation. And I'm talking about sheriffs, I'm talking about mayors, I'm talking about local officials. I don't even know their party affiliation, by the way, but leaders on the ground who know that it is not in the best interest of the people living in those areas to not know their rights, not to know what they're entitled to, and to be afraid of seeking help. It is dangerous. It is unconscionable, frankly, that anyone who would consider themselves a leader would mislead desperate people to the point that those desperate people would not receive the aid to which they are entitled. And that's why I call it dangerous. And we all know it's dangerous. And the gamesmanship has to stop. At some point, The politics have to end, especially in a moment of crisis, and the crises that we've been seeing affect so many people. I've met people who have lost family members through Hurricane Helene. We know the desperation and the fear that the folks who are attempting to evacuate Florida are experiencing. The last thing that they deserve is to have a so-called leader make them more afraid than they already are.
We have been fact-checking. In fact, just before you came on, we did so. My colleague Brianna Keeler, along with Daniel Dale and Priscilla Alvarez, are doing that, and we're continuing to do it. One of my sort of follow-up questions to that is about, we know what Republicans, many Republicans are saying that is just not true. One of the things that came out of the fire in Hawaii last year was that a lot of the misinformation was reportedly being stirred by foreign adversaries. Do you have any indication that that is happening right now?
I do not. No, I do not. But whatever the source, Dana, just so we're clear, it hurts the American people, and it's got to stop.
Madam Vice President, I also just want to ask a little bit more about the federal response. One of the Republican senators from North Carolina, Thom Tillis, who I should say is not critical of the federal response, he says he believes that President Biden should appoint an active duty commander to lead the federal response to these storms. Is that a good idea? Should he do that?
I mean, Dana, we're looking at we've already, as part of the briefing, heard just minutes ago that tornadoes have actually already hit the area. So now is not the time to necessarily think about restructuring as much as it is to get boots on the ground and the support directly that is needed as a matter of urgency. And certainly all good ideas are welcome. But right now, let's let FEMA, let's let the folks who are on the ground do the work they need to do right now in real time. That's about assisting with evacuations, getting correct information out, battling, sadly, the misinformation, and putting in place the resources that can hopefully mitigate against the predictable damage. Including, for example, we heard a very good briefing from the Commandant of the Coast Guard, the work that needs to happen around being concerned about potential damage to the port in Tampa. That kind of work needs to happen urgently, and that's where my focus is.
Yeah, and the window for evacuation is definitely closing as we speak. Madam Vice President, before I let you go, I do have to ask you about another phone call that I believe you participated in earlier today with President Biden, and that is with Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu. Did he talk at all about what his plans are to retaliate against Iran after its ballistic missile attack against Israel last week?
Well, I'll tell you, it was a classified call, and I don't have any announcements to make about what happened during that call, and I just can't get into private diplomatic conversations on this channel. But it was an important call.
Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate you coming on, spending a few moments with us. Thank you, Madam Vice President.
Of course. Thank you. And thanks for getting the word out and around-the-clock information to the folks who are in desperate need of accurate information. I appreciate that. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.